Star Wars Hunters, a free-to-play 4 vs 4 shooter set in the beloved Star Wars universe, has arrived on the Nintendo Switch as well as iOS and Android. And now today we're going to be diving into the core experience, answering how it performs on the Switch, what content you can expect day one, and much more. Expect characters, monetization, frame rate, even a breakdown of gyro controls. So basically, if you have any questions about the game, you're likely going to find the answers here. My name's Alex, this is SwitchCorner, and if you do enjoy this video or find it remotely helpful, click that subscribe button below. It is the easiest way to support us, and it also makes a massive difference. So Star Wars Hunters is best described as a streamlined take on the Overwatch hero formula. You'll dive into battle in teams of 4 fighting for survival. Now, since it is free to play, you won't need a Nintendo Switch Online subscription. However, do be prepared for numerous ways the game will try to get you to open your wallet, which we will be discussing later. First, however, let's talk about the gameplay. So in general, I found the game enjoyable. Its connection to both mobile platforms and the Switch is immediately apparent in the straightforward controls. So at its core, all characters can jump or perform melee attacks. There's no ducking or dodging. And what sets each hero apart are basically these unique actions and ultimate moves. So for instance, a Wookiee that can ground pound, a bounty hunter with missiles and grappling hooks, and then another character capable of indefinite dodge rolls, which is excellent for cooling down their weapons when used strategically. The character variety adds a lot to the experience. As I unlocked more heroes, I really did enjoy experimenting with their different abilities. You know, most of these moves operate on cooldown timers, so it adds a dash strategy. Ultimate attacks in are absolutely a spectacle. One stormtrooper can summon an army, while my favourite unleashes a barrage of missiles. To activate these powerful moves, you need to build up a charge during battle, and basically dealing damage here is crucial. Yeah, so this definitely adds a layer to the gameplay, making each match at least a little bit more dynamic. One thing you'll notice right away though is how the progression for unlocking characters feels quite generous, at least at the start. You know, within just 2 hours of gameplay, I'd unlocked 5 characters, and yes, of course, it slows down eventually, but considering how some games have notoriously steep curves, this approach is definitely appreciated. Then, while you do have the option as well to spend real money on unlocking characters, I'm going to go ahead and say, for me at least, probably not worth it. No surprises here though, I will point it out. The final character in the current 12-character roster is a Jedi, which is definitely the one everyone, wants to get their hands on. Speaking of characters then, let's break it down. You get 12 in total, at least in the base game, all categorized into one of 3 classes: damage, tank, and support. Now personally, I prefer the damage characters for their quick firing and balanced health. Tanks though are your heavy hitters, excelling in melee combat and requiring close range tactics. Support characters then on the other hand can heal the team, making them crucial in tight spots. While I didn't see much strategic play during this initial experience, playing with a group of friends could definitely elevate the experience. Now, one thing to note, you can't have the same character duplicated on a team, which often pushes you out of your comfort zone in battles. And additionally, each of these characters, they level up individually, and there's actually a skill tree tied to each that actually improves their different abilities. One critical issue with the core gameplay for me right now though is the absence of a dodge roll or any sort of just dodge maneuver. This for me hampers the overall strategic depth, and it often reduces battles to simply standing your ground. Yes, one character can dodge roll, but for everyone else, it's basically frantically emptying your magazine and hoping your opponent has less damage resistance than you do. This is a fix I'd like to see in future updates, as it could greatly enhance the replayability of the game, because currently it feels like something you'd play in short bursts rather than a long-term commitment. Right now though, the 2 reasons to come back are a battle pass, which we will get to, and ranked matches. Now, ranked matches throw you into tournaments and leagues, and chasing a spot on the top 100 will no doubt be enough reward for many. Outside of ranked matches then, the game offers 2 primary modes. You've got standard battles and offense. Now as you progress, you're going to unlock the 4 standard battles via profile leveling, and these include Team Deathmatch, which is your classic 4v4 elimination mode; Squad Battle, where your objective is to capture and hold 3 points; dynamic control, which is essentially a King of the Hill mode, and then trophy case where you capture and hold a droid. Offense then, on the other hand, they throw you into a random selection of 3 different game types with automated matchmaking. Now on the first day, the average wait time for a match was around 20 seconds, and yeah, I'm going to say, while I generally appreciate the variety of modes, I'm less impressed with the general scoring system. It feels too focused right now on kills. So for example, in Squad Brawler, capturing a point only nets you 50 points, which seems pretty low because even after capturing more points than anyone else on my team, I still ended up at the bottom of the leaderboard. You know, all of these modes, they're going to carry on over to that ranked option as well, and they need to have, I guess, point systems that are very much closely tied to what it is, the objective at least, that you are trying to, you know, achieve. So that's the gameplay, you know, the characters, the modes. Now though, let's talk maps. There are currently 9 available. The maps are Mos Espa Pod Race, Duna Sea Outpost, Death Star Crossfire, Vandor Railyard, Ewok Village, perhaps my favourite personally, The Great Hunt, Dusty Ridge, Gauntlet, and Highline. I think generally it's a good selection. Some could feel admittedly a little more Star Wars-esque in relation to its scenery, but I do think there is a nice mix. Some demand charging in through corridors, think the Death Star location for example, while others like Ewok Village have lots of verticality changing up how you play. But yeah, that's really kind of it for the core gameplay outside of a tutorial that quickly gets you up and running, and a training ground that you can experiment with should you want to. I should also note you can team up with friends in a party of 4, but I don't see any way currently to host a private match, so let's say you want to select the game type and a specific team to fight against, I just don't see any way of doing that, at least right now. Now let's dive into the monetization. There's 2 types of currencies, gold coins and purple crystals. You're going to earn gold coins generously after battles. Purple crystals, you will still earn them, but it seems the main idea here is to be purchased basically. I will say though, every match has something to offer, including hunter tokens that do unlock characters. You can also pay to unlock characters here with 1000 gems, that costs $9.99 USD, but of course buying in bulk will give you a bigger discount. So the largest pack currently, 12,000 crystals for $99.99 USD. It's also worth noting here, crystals appear to be the only currency that is available for real money right now. Now on this note, thankfully I don't mind any of this because the game isn't pay to win. Monetization focuses on cosmetics for characters and weapons, as well as stickers to share during battles. You can also unlock avatars for your profile. And yeah, I think it's important here to highlight that naturally playing the game will allow you to unlock plenty of these items thanks to those in-game reward systems. You know, right now there's actually a lot going on. There's daily login bonuses, rewards for leveling up, and I've even unlocked character specific items like new skins when my character levels up. So basically the game really is quite generous in showering you with these different rewards. The final element of monetization then, the battle pass, and of course this is a staple of the genre. Now there is a free element to the battle pass, everyone can take part, and then there is premium, which kind of rewards what we've already mentioned. The only difference is it will include exclusive characters, and this first one is a Mandalorian who is unlocked immediately with the purchase. This is $9.99 USD, and this first pass will be active for it seems right around 60 days. Finally then, I do want to quickly touch on game options, as I'm impressed here with what's on offer. First of all, yes, the game supports gyro controls with multiple options to adjust that sensitivity. We can also invert the horizontal and vertical movement. We have automatic fire should you need it, and there's also a few UI options to turn down how busy I guess the screen gets during action. Alright, so now let's talk about performance. So far it has been fine. The game runs at 30 FPS and it mostly stays there. Look, sure, there's been the occasional stutter, but it's hard to tell if that's due to the game or an internet hiccup. Despite this though, the frame rate is consistently maintained even when the action gets intense with ultimate weapons and just visual effects everywhere. Basically, I've encountered very few issues. My only note would be I was actually personally hoping for 60 FPS. So let's briefly dive into the visuals and the audio of Star Wars Hunters, and to be honest, I was initially unsure about the cartoony aesthetic they chose based on the trailers we did get. However, I've genuinely grown to appreciate it. The game bursts with vivid colours and the character models look fantastic. Same thing for the levels, it's all very reminiscent of the Clone Wars style. The animations then, probably the highlight for me. They not only show immense damage, but they also provide a glimpse of, I guess, each hero's unique personality. As for the music then, it's decent. While there are a few familiar tracks, I expected a broader selection of recognizable songs. Occasionally as well, I did notice some audio inconsistencies where the music would cut in and out. That was definitely a bit distracting. Finally, the sound effects, really do like them. I think the weapons, they sound fantastic, and the general locations as well. So look, overall, not attaching a score as such with this one. It's free to play, so I say download it, give it a go. I'm having fun with it personally, and while I do think, or at least question the game's chances against the heavy hitters or its case for replayability, I don't regret my time with it, and I will be jumping back in for those ranked matches. I think it's fun, and I think overall that was the aim, a spin on the Overwatch formula without the seriousness, and I do think in that sense they have succeeded. Then the monetization seems fair and it performs well on the hardware. Also, final note on the game, not going to take up too much room either. In regards to file size, it's just over 2 gig. So will you be checking out Star Wars Hunters? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below with that. Hit subscribe, join us here for reviews, deals, news and lists daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.